Hey, core classes. I'm here in our imaginary grocery store, which I know some of you got a little frustrated with the one trip to the grocery store, one trip to the food bank yesterday, and then some of that paperwork trying to figure out those forms to get some additional funding. I know was pretty intense. I meant to clarify this yesterday and I forgot to mention, I know there are Wisconsin forms and we live in Illinois. That's because this is an activity that my wife is also used in her class and she teaches in Wisconsin. So rather than trying to just print out a bunch of new forms, save some paper, figured we'd use the Wisconsin forms because they're pretty similar, honestly. So that is the reason that we just kind of looked at it that way. For today, we're going to be picking back up our folders, getting into our family groups once again. If you weren't here yesterday, we'll just kind of have you slide in with a family. And so our goal for today, our primary goal that we're looking at, first thing at the start of class, before we grab our family groups again, we're going to go ahead and finish our food journals and resubmit them so we can get our final grades on those for how we did. We're going to talk about food journals a little bit at the start of class here. I'll pull mine back up so we can kind of share out, try to discuss, have a little bit of discussion about that. And then we'll be using that to build into activities next week. So you're going to be turning in your food journals today. So we're going to finish up food journals. We'll take about 5 minutes for that. I'm going to go ahead and pause here. Okay, now that we finished up food journals, did our discussion on that, did our questions on that, we're going to be moving on with the simulation. And I recognize that because of announcements during class and then completing food journals and like everything we have going on, kind of adds time to this. So that's why we put all of our food, all of our information inside of our family folders yesterday. And so we're going to be building on those skills today, trying to create our meal planning, trying to see if we did a poor job shopping, if we didn't actually consider that we're trying to go for 7 days at those calorie limits. A lot of times your calories were 2,000 or more. So 2,000 times 7 days, that means 1,400 calories per person per day. Some of you, you may find you're struggling to actually reach those goals for your family. Heard some awesome conversations yesterday. I don't want to touch on them here. I want to touch on them when we get a chance to talk about it as a class, whole group. So I'm going to turn it back. We're going to get our folders passed out, get back with our families and try to do our meal planning. If we hit a hiccup with the meal planning because we needed to buy more groceries or something like that, we'll take a look at how we can address that during class today. Thanks so much. Happy Friday. Enjoy the simulation.